YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. As y'all know, y'all know me. Okay, say it for me then. Y'all can introduce yourselves, just for the new ones.
Christy.
Damo.
D.
D. Didn't braid my hair harder or tighter or anything like that. You know, like rip my scalp. I'm like, no, like didn't braid my hair harder or tighter or anything like that. You know? Today's podcast topic is betrayal of the relationships. So these two at the end here came up with an idea to talk about betrayal within relationships. I don't want y'all to think that on this podcast we're consistently talking about men and their problems, but as of now, until some of y'all men get up on here and, you know, say what y'all say, or until we get some new topics that y'all leave in the comments, y'all gotta engage with us. So, yeah, this is just gonna be what we do until y'all start engaging with us and y'all start leaving us some comments and, you know, some ideas, some new ideas that y'all want to hear. Or, from what I'm picking up, y'all probably love what we do here, talking about men.
Come on, Cletus.
Without further ado, we're going to get into this video and we're going to talk about some betrayal within these relationships we done had.
Anyway, betrayal relationships. So when we think about that, I have some experiences, and we was talking about it yesterday. We just happened to talk about it and made a comment. You know, I had my, I don't have a problem saying I was with my children's father. He didn't betray me, but it was my best friend. And when I say she was like my bestest friend, I mean we called each other every day, find out what we was wearing. Girl, you wearing black and white? Yeah, I'm wearing black and white. You wear the white and black? I wear the black and white. You know, that type of relationship. We was close, you know. We type thing, put our money together. We had our kids. We would go places. At that time, I only had 2 kids then, y'all. That was like... And my fiance, he was... working at a place, and we was in New York. He was working at a place in New York, and she had went and know I was at work because I was working 2 jobs. I was in my nursing career then and going back and forth. So I was like, when I would leave in the morning, you wouldn't see me no more till like 10 at night. And you know, sometimes our friends be knowing our schedule better than we know our schedule sometimes. And by that fact, this particular day, we decided, me and my fiance decided to take each other out for lunch. You know, we was gonna do, you do the dessert thing, and you do the lunch thing, and I'll do the dessert thing. You know, mutual thing. And while I'm waiting for him at one place, he comes in the shop. This particular day, he comes into the sweet shop, and he just grabs me by my hand, and he starts pulling me out. He's like, come here. We lived around the corner from the sweet shop that we was at. And I'm just, Spears grabbed my hand, and he was like, come with me, come with me. I'm like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? Who's in charge? You know, first thing, his mother's thing was, the kids all right, you know. But that wasn't the issue, because I remember they was in Connecticut. So he goes there, he puts the key in the door, he goes in the door, and I hear this voice saying, that's you, baby? And I'm like, what? What the? You know, I wasn't saved then, you know, so things was coming out my mouth. What the? But I didn't say it out loud, so he was like, he goes in there, he pushes the bedroom door in, his homegirl butt, birthday suit, naked, in his bed. Waiting for him, thinking I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? Strong betrayal, okay? I ain't ashamed to say her name. I ain't gonna say her name because
no names.
I was informed we don't need to say names, but Lord knows it almost slipped out. And shameless to say, that first time there, you know, that next week she had to get a nose job. So, yes, that was betrayal. That was a betrayal, and then there was another one. And this one is the major one, and then I'm just gonna say that last one.
Hold on for a minute. But he took you there, so he already. If he took you there,
he took me there because
he wanted you to see her there.
He wanted me to see her. Cold busted her. You know, her eyes got bigger than her boobs.
My thing is,
what was his part?
Yeah, what was his part? Because when he was coming into the door, she greeted him.
Don't think I didn't know how she got in the house in the first place. Question.
I'm like,
oh yeah. The thing was, I seen it. He was washing dishes, the rag and everything. The water was still running in the kitchen. He went out there to, at that time you dump the garbage out. You pull the garbage in them buildings. You pull the garbage down and drop the garbage down. And while he was doing that, that's when she came on in the apartment. And he was like, "You gotta leave. He said, she gotta leave. You gotta leave." She would leave, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna go get me a bull, because we bull addicts, and that's how that started. I mean,
but he knew
it was
she
a
was
toss
there.
up. Yeah, he knew she was. Yeah, she slept her butt in the apartment.
But he came there to show you that she was
Right,
there.
he told her that he was going to the store to go get a Red Bull to make it seem like, I need my energy to do what we about to do. While she hopped in the bed.
But he really got you, so
I
you
get
could
it.
And
see
he kind of got me to see.
that it was your best friend.
Exactly.
Oh, he was low down himself.
Exactly.
He for sure was.
Yeah, he was low down.
So,
She probably wanted to take it there. He probably was like, nah.
He was trying to take it, right, exactly. So, I mean, he came to bust her. Totally busted, let her know what kind of friend that she was trying to be. She thought I was gone at work, still at work, and we had already made plans to be together, me and him. And she thought I was going to be at work, and she slides into his house to get into his bed. I mean, she had been to the house many times because we together,
But he
we double dated and all that.
But he didn't know she was going to be there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I told you he went there, dump the garbage in the building, and pull the thing down, and he slides.
So what it seems like
in
is
there.
that she seen him when he was out or whatever. That she was like, "Oh, I'm finna go in the house," and then he
Make that
he
play.
got the vibe, and then he was like, "You know what? I'm finna go give me that."
Exactly. And
But he should have locked his door. Because you don't leave the house with the door open.
There you go.
Well, I mean, if the slide and garbage thing is where that sign is right there, and your door right there. I mean,
It's possible.
Yeah, and she was a familiar face, so it was like.
But the other one married the other one, though. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm talking about betrayal. I've been through them. I've been through them little storm and ringers. Me and her. This particular person, we was real tight in the church. In the choir. In the choir.
Woo, sing.
I had a Plymouth Voyager when we went to ride. What my kids did. I'm telling you, we were so tight, Miss Antoinette. We were so tight, me and this particular person, that Man, she had a little girl that was the same age that Man, and our kids was little. We literally betrothed them to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For them to have their little, when they got 13-year-old, to have their first little million and everything. We were trying to do old school thing, little
Y'all trying to set him up. That's what y'all.
But I'm saying that's just how tight we were.
Right.
When we went to picnics. We did this. She drove a school bus. I was her ride-on person. How they had a ride-on person to help them, and that's how tight we were.
Right.
And when I moved down south. The first time that I tried to move down south, her husband died. Her husband had died, and me and this one, my husband, that ex-husband, I was in the process of a divorce. This is just before I met Asbury. Just before I met him, I was in the process of a divorce, and me and her were still talking. I was still going through emotions, and she was talking to me. And she was like, I was walking around the store. I'd never forget I was in the grocery store because I had just got a frozen chicken out the refrigerator, out the thing. And she was like, I got to tell you, I finally met somebody. You said I was going to meet a preacher. I said, girl, yeah. She said, not only that, guess what? He a truck driver. I said, no. Girl, you know what?
This is the same man that
she describing your man to you?
This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you.
But this is the same man that...
No, this is another man.
Okay,
This was my first husband.
Okay.
That I was married to for 14 years. Okay, that she literally went with me through the divorce, and I used her back to sign the paper to be able to do it. Okay, so.
And I got something similar to that.
Yeah, so I'm walking around the store, and she just telling me, girl, yeah, he's got a good job. He be preaching on the video, and they call him Preacher Man, and such. And I was like, wow, you know what? That's Preacher Man. They used to call him Preacher Man. She was like, yeah, for real. Just started playing dumbfounded with me and everything. And she telling me how, how good provider, how he tried to do stuff with the kids, which this person is. He always the best provider. Even though I stay say he was the best provider, at that time. And long story short, came to find out, I look on Facebook one day, and I'm looking, and it says, I see some comments. They may say, "Wow, I wish," they were saying, "Happy first anniversary." Now this is already the. But a year or something went.
Yeah, but by it being your best friend, she should already know.
But she never told me who it was, and she knew everything that I had been with.
Okay.
With him. Okay, down to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? She went to court with me. She went through with me to when I talked to the
she knew him.
Lawyers and everything.
She knew
you know
his
what I'm
name,
saying?
his picture.
One particular day when I was in one of them frenzies, you know, when you like feeling like you finna leave yourself, and I just went in the kitchen, I grabbed 4 knives up out the dish rack, and I was going for him.
Oh.
She jumped in front of me. You know how your mind started playing back stuff like, wow, I wonder why. My other friend was like, that's probably why she stopped you from killing him, because she was going with me and fooling around.
Wow.
But after a year or so passed, after she had been talking to me off and on, telling me about how he took her to this place and took her that place. I said, yeah, that sounds just like that junk that so-and-so used to do when we first started getting up. How come I look on Facebook and it's their first anniversary, and it was like, thank God for our anniversary. They're in Walmart. Thank God for our first anniversary. We made it. Thank God we made it. I know. And the comment said, wow, wish my husband take me to Walmart on my anniversary, which was really funny. It was a joke. And I look at who and what do I see? Them. So yeah, of course, I went and I called, and I was like, she's like, I wanted to tell you, I just didn't know how to tell you because we ain't went away. I said, what? You know, I went to tell her, you know everything that I've been through. You know, I cried on your shoulder. Over the things that this man put me through. I cried on your shoulder. I leaned on your back to sign the papers for the judge to make him pay child support. You went through it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I went through the whole thing. She was like, I know, but you know, me and him came to agreement that we wanted to put the past behind us, and we need to be going with our life, and I just want you to understand. Then she sent me a picture of the blank of their wedding picture, which to me, he was always kind of ugly. He just made good money. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to fix the dress. You know how you try to dress a pig up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm married by this time now. Me and Asbury married now. Okay. So when she sent me that picture and it said the blanks, and he was sitting down and she was sitting there over there, and I was like, oh, okay. So I kindly sent her a picture of me and my husband dressed in our ice blue tub, and he tall with his fine 6'7" self, and I was like, yeah, you got that, but baby, I got this. And that was my constellation. And as I went on, it took me a long time to forgive her. Like, it was a time that I couldn't even talk, talk about it without like, dang, I bump him, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing about us females, when the females, we get real close to each other, we get inside of each other, you know what I'm saying? We begin to have a friendship that, if it's real, if it's real, we have a friendship that, male don't understand. So I'm like, he a man, he a dog, okay, but you, I can bump him, but you, I can't see how you did that to me. You know me. I've been there when your husband died on top of you.
Ew.
Okay? I'm serious. I'm just saying. And I walked you through that. I was there with you every day. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're going to have some editing to do. But I walked with you through that whole time. Stroked you, stayed up, left my children to try to coax you. My children trying to bring you back and not be in a suicidal way. You going to do this to me? After all the abuse I suffered with that man for 14 years.
That's heck on.
So, yeah. So, betrayal. And then when you learn that a person get jealous, I understand when I know y'all get tired of me with that, but the Bible said that jealousy is cruel to the grave. It's cruel to the grave, and it's just it can be beyond the grave. Yes, betrayal is a mother.
Yeah, I can definitely kind of relate to that. I was in a relationship, and this girl that I would honestly consider as my best friend. We was we kind of went through high school together. We kind of like lagged on like our relationship a little bit, but senior year, like she was like my best friend and actually helping me through the relationship and through the breakup and everything that I was going through. Like, and then probably about like a year or so after, I found out that they had whatever they had going on. And honestly, in the moment, I was just shocked. Like, I didn't really care to the point where I was like hurt deep down inside or anything like that. I was just really kind of shocked because at that time, we became the closest we've ever been throughout the 4 years we've been in high school. And I was just kind of like taken back a little bit, like, dang. Right. It wasn't even the fact that it was like him, like I felt some type of way about him or anything like that. Like, that wasn't even in the picture and I'm like that. I just felt like you knew you did this before we came closer than what we were. And honestly, I was kind of contemplating about talking about this topic because, like, even after that happened, she kind of distanced herself from me before I even got the chance to say my piece or say how I felt or anything like that. But honestly, it was never about what they've done or whatever they had going on because I was over it at that. Like, I was being over him or anything like that. But like you said, it's the betrayal. And then on top of that, you knew what you did, and you just still decided to be my friend and my closest friend at that, like my best friend, and continue to grow the relationship that we had together. So it kind of just set me back a bit or whatever. And honestly, like, I don't feel no type of way towards her. I don't feel no type of way towards. I really don't care about the situation. I wish we were still friends and still cool, but like at the end of the day, you know, you got to draw the line and be like, you know. But I never got to say my piece or say how I felt or anything like that. Like I said, I honestly really didn't care in the moment. I just cared that I lost my best friend. Like that's what hurt me the most. That I cared that I lost my best friend. Like,
I can concur with that.
Yeah, that was like, it hurt me, but whatever. I mean.
And then in the part with them not really feeling like, okay, well, we went on, like she told me, well, we decided to put that behind us. So you're not even respecting the fact that, hey, I didn't put it behind me. Let's get it. I mean, for you to even act like I did it, it's done with, okay, I'm going on. It's deeper than that.
I feel like it just depends, because that's what I wanted. It happened, whatever, did I put it behind us? Like, I don't even want to know why or whatever. That's what I felt in that moment, that I didn't even really, I'm like, I was just shocked, like, damn, for real? Like, whoa, I would have never guessed that. And then how it came out, it was just like, we were all playing and we was all laughing and like roasting each other. Then that just came out. And then she wasn't laughing. And we were like, hold on, what's up? And then, but even in the moment, it was like, it wasn't like I was mad or anything like that because I was doing her hair. And she told me afterwards, she was like, you didn't braid my hair harder or tighter or anything like that. You didn't like rip my hair out. I'm like, no, like, you know, what? Like, I'm still actually, you know, I'm just kind of taken back by what you did and that I didn't know. Even though I feel like it can be like hard to like say that or whatever, especially when you're getting closer to a person. But I was just taken away by, like, you told me to leave him. You told me to do this. You told me, you know, everything would be okay. You told me he was a dog, but you never explained to me why. Yes, you can use the previous situation that we had going on at that time and whatever, but you also could have, you know, been open, because no matter what, you feel me, you would have still been my friend by being honest with me, at least letting me know, you know what I'm saying? And even if we grew apart or whatever, I would have still respected you because of that honesty or anything like that, you know. I would have never, you know. But I'm not bashing or anything like that. Like I said, it's like I in that moment, like probably like 2 or 3 days after, I just wanted to leave it behind me. Like, I still felt like she was like a really cool, close friend. Like, I didn't have no, you know. And I still love her, honestly. I just don't talk to her like that, but you feel like you got something to say? Like, stupid?
No, I don't. I've never had a friend. Well, I guess they was a friend of a friend, kind of. So I had a best friend, and she has 2 friends that are sisters, and each one of the sisters talked to like 2 guys at a time. So I've never had a best friend, but I feel like she knew. But at the end of the day, it was like, we were friends and we kind of stopped being friends. So we got distant. Right. So when we got distant, it wasn't her, but her friends. You know what I mean? Her friends dated or went behind my back and like talked to the guy. And the cool part about it is both the guys told me. Right. Both the guys told me. But it was, okay, so one of them,
that's respect.
One of them, I wasn't, it was like my ex. I was with him a really long time, but me and him hadn't talked. We were like we hadn't talked for like a year or whatever. One friend, she worked at a store or something. He went in there and she was flirting with him or whatever. But mind you, knew the whole time he was my ex, whatever. So mind you, just because she was never really my friend, but we had a mutual best friend.
Right.
So she basically was like, "Oh, you don't talk to her no more," blah 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 blah, and kind of like try to talk to him, gave him his number, you know, pulled up on him, whatever. So when me and him start talking again, he told me about it. Right, told me about it. So me, I did one better. I DM'd her baby father, who she lives with, and I sent her screenshots of her and my nigga's DM because he let me see. And I said, oh, can you please get your baby mama out of my nigga's DM? And then she got so mad at me. She was mad. She was talking mess. How are you mad when you went to talk to my ex behind your baby daddy's back? Now you're mad because your baby daddy knows.
And I'm
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, why you mad? I'm not really that mad because me and him wasn't together. I'm not that mad. You wasn't really my friend. He a nigga. He gonna be a nigga. You a female trying to talk to him, he gonna be a nigga. But you knew he was mine. You wanted what was mine probably anyway from the jump. And so you went behind your baby father's back, who you live with, to talk to him, and you got mad because I sent screenshots. Got mad. So that was my first experience. And my second experience was her sister. They sisters, blood sisters. Her sister went and talked to another guy that I talked to, like a little square guy. Like, I wasn't really talking to him, but she went behind my back like a year or two. I was definitely not talking to him no more, but a year or two after, and basically pushed up on him, tried to talk to him, all that. Probably, you know, had sex with him, whatever. And then I seen him again like a year and a half later, because mind you, we was never actually together. And he told me, like, yeah, she was ooh, but I really never been betrayed by like an actual friend. Those things I really didn't care about, because it's like, y'all obviously wanted what I wanted, and y'all went behind my back and then try to down talk me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they came back and told me. So now I feel like y'all dumb. You know what I mean? So I've never really been betrayed by a best friend. I only got one best friend. That's Misty. And we've never talked to, because me personally, I don't want a guy that my friends had.
Exactly.
I don't
I'm
want
saying.
I don't like me. Like I said last time, I don't come second. I'm not a sneaky link. I'm not none of that. My name is First Lady for a reason. Like, I do not play them games. Like, I don't even want to think about you being with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want that in my head. Like, I don't have no desire to be with a man that someone I personally know or I'm close to has been with. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like females who do that, there's so many men. Why do you want my man? You know what I'm saying? You don't have your own mind. You want what I had. That's how I think about it. Because there's so many men, for a friend or somebody close to you to do all of what they did to you and what they did to you, it's like, you obviously envy me this whole time. You were secretly thinking you wanted to be me this whole time.
That's what I was saying, with him making the money that he was doing. And I mean, like, when we could be walking down the street and I look like, oh, that's a cute pair of shoes. Next day I had it. I have
so was you a golden?
I was a respected, taken care of woman.
Okay.
I heard.
Did you play your part?
Always.
Okay.
But you know, that's just, it was like even when I went down south, and even went on our vacations. You know, when I would go and get the money out the bank, because he was like, go ahead and get the money out the bank, whatever you want to get, and then go ahead and make sure you pay the bill, take it my time, you know, stuff like that. I mean, with having furs and blue fox furs and minks and diamond necklaces, I had all that. He made sure. He made sure, you know what I'm saying? And she knew that. You know, even when me and her was going to go hang out at the mall or something, like, he was like, well, you just go and give her $100 so she have her own money. You know, something like that. And it was no big deal. I mean, it was just, you know, you don't think that nobody is coveting what you have like that when you're not even, you know, I appreciated it, but it wasn't. I always been I could have it or leave it type person. You know what I'm saying? I can be happy living in a mansion with 7, 8 bedrooms, just as happy as living in a cardboard box with a raggedy rug. You know what I'm saying? Because my happiness lies within me, like what we was talking about last night.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I never had a best friend that, you know, I have 2 best friends, and which, you know, and Audrey and Frida. and we best friends. We've been friends ever since grade school, and I never had that problem of betrayal. If they go somewhere, I'm there with their husband, and they there with mine, and I stay at their house, and they never had to worry about that. Even if they're not there, but but I was raised in a different. My dad always say, if you go to your best friend's house and she's not there, you don't go there. You don't stay. You don't. And I always had that respect. But for them, they was my close friends. So if I went there and they wasn't there, I would always stay there anyway. Nothing like that. And I don't understand how a best friend can betray you. I never had to do, but my mother always told my oldest sister. She always said, "You don't have any best friend. Your best friends are your sisters." But and I never had to worry about my sisters. We best friends. But now it's different. Now it's different. You got sisters sleeping with husbands and all kind of little things like that. But I just thank God that I never had that done. I used to stay in an apartment, and the girl that stayed there, we kind of knew each other, and we would all sit and hang out. I never consider her as a best friend, but we social. We social and talk, and I worked a graveyard shift. When I left, she came in my house and was sleeping with my boyfriend. Doing this time. When I leave, she came in my house and stayed there. And then when and the thing about it was, and Audrey was, she told me girl ain't nothing but trouble, because some girls moved there in the apartments, a lot of single women. And then she said, you need to quit working a graveyard shift. You need to start working that shit. And I just smiled. She said, girl, you need to be at home in your own bed. And so eventually, everybody in the apartments knew, but I didn't know.
But you, wow.
And when I went to work, she came to my house and slept in my bed. And then when I did find out about it, and it was a cold piece of work though. When I did find out about it, and when I put him out, he moved his stuff right upstairs.
Oh
man,
that put the icing on the cake. That's what I knew right there.
He should have been moved.
I knew right there that they was going together, because he denied it. But as soon as I put him out, he just moved his stuff right upstairs.
The disrespect. That's disrespect. Because why you didn't go to her house? You could have went right upstairs and came back home. You could have went to her house from the jump.
The thing about it was, my kids was home enough to tell me this, and they never said nothing.
Did you whoop them?
No.
I'd have been in jail.
But my daughter knew, and I asked her. I didn't want
not this one, y'all.
I didn't want not this one, my oldest one. I didn't want to really go off, but I didn't want to go back to the way I used to be. So I just packed up my stuff and I left, and I went back home. I just had to take me a trip, and I went back to Oklahoma City for a week, and I came right back, and I was talking to my daughter. I said, "Why you didn't tell me?" She said, "Well, Mom, I thought you knew." I said, "No, you should have told me that." She come over every day after you go to work, and she would cook us dinner.
Oh my God, with your food feeding your man, huh? Her mama wouldn't have recognized her when I would have finished with it.
That was
just like, wow. And the only reason I left because
Miss Deborah did go get in his bed.
the only reason I left when I had to take me a vacation because everybody in the apartments knew. Everybody knew, but me.
Man, that's.
And I was just like,
that's disrespectful.
And my best friend Audrey was telling me, she's a girl. I told you, don't be working no graveyard shift. See, the graveyard shift, you need to be at home.
Baby, still been trying to get them days up out of her.
All these women's over here, and you working graveyard shift. She's like, I told you. See, when I first seen them, that ain't nothing but trouble.
So what did you do?
You just send in, baby.
I took me a vacation, went to Oklahoma City, get my thoughts together. I came back. Well, I put him out. I put him out before I left. When I put him out, he moved his stuff right upstairs. It was just like, wow. And I was kind of upset. I was kind of upset because I was upset and embarrassed at the same time.
Right.
Because I guess that's why I just took me a trip.
For real.
It kind of regroup.
You probably would have went tough slap.
I was just like, what the?
Right.
Yeah, I see that to take you a trip because if that man would have tripped, you might not have came back.
Yeah.
No.
I was just like, wow, But
what do you think?
this only, I'm going to say, only in California.
Shit.
You and let me tell you about Alabama.
It's the country. The country got all. That's where everybody in the country family. Everybody, cause man.
What about when when there is the guy that tries to get with you hard, with you, and the type of woman that I am, I'm not finna let your man flirt with me. I'm like, oh, okay, right there, I'm finna come and look, listen, your nigga, blah, 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 blah.
No, I'm gonna tell him.
Okay, so I'm telling you, no, I went and I told her, I put him in his place, of course, because my behind, I punched in your mouth. At that time, I was there. And I put him in his place, and then I told his woman, what do you think happened?
She went off on you?
Went slap off on me. Your man don't want you, and I'm trying to tell you, but you going off on me.
Right. She don't believe it.
So
But you know what? I'm going to tell you, when you got a best friend, to me, a best friend ain't going to betray you. And a best friend, if, like, my best friend, like I said, those two best friends I have, if they men try to talk to me, and if I told them that, there's no doubt that they wouldn't believe me.
That part, yeah.
They would believe me.
Believe you.
Exactly.
And if whatever they tell me, I'm gonna believe them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now,
I may not be your best friend, but if you told me, I would tell you.
oh yeah, that's I'm just you're my best friend too. You
Nah.
might be
Y'all pastor's best friends.
There y'all go.
Friend, pastor, friends.
I've been
Captain Saber.
towards something like that though. I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't their man or their boyfriend, nothing like that. But I've been in situations where they would have like a sneaky link, or they messing with somebody, or whatever. And then probably like a month or two after, they'll try to slide in my DMs, and I didn't say nothing. It wasn't sliding in DMs like, oh, what's up with you? I'm trying to be with you, and nothing like that. It was just like they was on something cool or whatever, and I would reciprocate the answer like, oh, we cool, because when we were in person, with old girl, my friend or whatever, we was always cool. So when you like, oh, what's up, what you doing, whatever, oh, nothing, whatever, whatever, or we
Trying
talk
to take
about
it to another level.
something or whatever. I just think we in that stage of being cool. I never think that or whatever. And then it's like I remember one time specifically they we used to have finsters, finsters or whatever, and me and my the girl who's my friend or was my associate or whatever, we wasn't really talking at the time, and one of the guys that she was messing with or whatever they had going on, but he had gave me a to be honest or something like that, and it was real cool, real set or whatever, and I had commented under it. We was cool, giggly, laughing or whatever, and she commented under it, was like, oh, try to assume that we was talking and that we, I'm like, that's not what that is, you know what I'm saying, but I could see, getting from y'all. No, I don't think she was insecure, but coming off that, girl, you met him through me or whatever, and I see now y'all cool or whatever, what is this? I can see why she assumed that, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
But also, I wanted to kind of change the subject, because for me, it wouldn't be right putting something out there and not saying what I've done. You know what I'm saying? If I've been with somebody, been with one of my friends or whatever, y'all could give y'all insight or whatever. Because personally, me, I don't think it's wrong. But like I said, it was associate. She was cool, or whatever. We was cool or whatever, and she was messing with this boy that I actually told her to go mess with or whatever. And probably 3, 4, 5 months after that or whatever, me and him became cool or whatever. Then we started actually talking, but they was never talking. They were just doing whatever they was doing, and but me and him was actually cool or whatever, it was never serious. We never dated or anything like that, but we was more serious in what they had going on and stuff like that. But me, even today, me and a girl is still close. I'll call her sis, she call me sis or whatever, but me and her never really talked about, but we joked about it. You know, we said our piece about it, or whatever. I don't think she ever saw it as something serious, or you know, something like, oh, like you know what I'm saying. But I probably ran across her mind like, you know, that was kind of, you know, whatever. But it was nothing never serious for them. But I feel my part is like, I did tell you to mess with him. I encouraged it, and then not only that, even though we wasn't cool in that time, because I can relate to your story, like we wasn't like you and your friend of a friend wasn't cool or whatever, but it's still like sex, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they never dated. They was never like talking for nothing serious. The only time they talked was when they was whatever, and you know, it was different for me and him. But it didn't start out like that. You know what I'm saying? We was cool, we been cool, whatever, and then it kind of we just kind of was like.
I can relate with that, you know, keep telling yourself, you know, like I had, we was like play cousins, you know, we never was real blood cousins, and we was play cousins, and she had a son by this particular person, which I mentioned earlier, and she had a baby by him, but they never got along because I understood later on in line why, but I had already had like 2 kids, and she was like, girl, go ahead and talk to him, because
I hate them type of people.
Go on and talk to him. I be like, no, I'm not finna talk. I'm like this. I don't need nobody's leftovers. I like my meat fresh. I like my bread fresh. I like my donuts fresh. If I want to squeeze my own juice, I like it fresh too. I don't need nothing stale left over. And then, no, we don't do things like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I end up dealing with his brother. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they'll tell you, you know, your friend will tell you, go ahead. I ain't got no, girl, you know, I never was that close to her and whatever. But then they see y'all getting along real good.
And then it's a problem.
Yeah.
But you know, like without the incident happening with me, I think that's more like cheating, because it's more like cheating because it wasn't my best friend. Like you were saying, your best friend. You know, your best friend. My best friend never betrayed me like that. That would really be hard for a best friend to do that.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get over. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That would be. I can't. You know, I don't know. What's the morality of, you know, for your best friend? What is the friendship, the love that you have?
Right.
For, you know, how can you betray your best friend?
Right.
And
how could you do that? Yeah. You know, lower your standards. That's just your best friend. You do that to your best friend.
Yeah.
And then some of them be really trying to remain best friends, and that be killing me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was trying to say, well, we put it behind us and you want to go on and stuff. And then I started acting really ugly, saying some little things, you know, like, do you hate me? You know, stuff like that. How do I taste? You know, stuff like that. Stuff that I shouldn't have been saying.
Lord.
I'm just, y'all know, I'm going to keep it real. I'm just one of them keep it real type preachers, you know what I'm saying? I would come out and just say different little things, you know, because you wanted it so bad, whether how bad you got it or how sneaky you got it, you still got to realize you got what I had.
Right, that's true.
You got what I had.
And how could you ever, you know,
I think I could
if
trust.
my best friend betrayed me like that, I wouldn't even have, you know, you can't even trust them anymore.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, because you lose the trust. You know, if I'm not home, I don't want you in my house.
Right. Yeah.
And if I meet somebody, I don't even want you around them because I can't trust you.
Right.
And those are not best friends. Best friends don't do that.
Yeah, that's why I only have one best friend. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got a lot of guy friends, and I got a lot of guys who try to talk to me. So honestly, if one of my friends that I consider a friend, if they meet a guy and they know I know that guy, they at least will call me. They will call me, and they will say, "Dom, you know him?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Did you talk to him?" I'm like, "He tried to talk to me, nothing serious, you know." And then that give you the green light. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't mean nothing to me. Like, if it's not my boyfriend or nothing serious, at least I can say that I've had a few of my friends, like, I got one best friend, but I had a few of my friends actually be like, "Dom, I see y'all follow, you know him, or whoop, whoop," and then I'll be like, "Nah, it's good." You know, I talked to him, but it was never nothing. We never did nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, like, I got enough respect that they call me and say, "Dom, did you did it?" And if I be like, "Nah, it was nothing serious," then that give them the green light. If I be like, "Nah, yeah, we did," then they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I got a few friends, at least 3 of them have called me and said that to me, like, you know this dude, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, yeah, I know him, but never had nothing happen. Go ahead, girl. He liked me, you know what I'm saying? He tried to holler at me, whoop, whoop, but it never went nowhere. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of guys that I'm actually friends with that still try to talk to me, but I'm like, nah, he really my partner. You could holler at him, you know what I'm saying? So I've had that. So I would say, like, I feel like I got enough respect that people would come to me and say that to me with the people that I do call friends and that I do associate with. I've never had nobody, like I said, like, except for them to, like, ever do that to me, but we didn't talk. So it was just like, you know what I'm saying? But any other time I'm getting a phone call, I'm going to get it. And I've given my partners the green lights. I've given them, like, here, go ahead. Nothing happened. And they talk to them, so.
I'm going to say, if you're my best friend, if you my best friend, I'm not giving you no green light, yellow light.
Not my best friend. Not my best friend.
My best friend better not.
I can't even tell. I wouldn't even. I'm with you on that.
My best friend better not come and tell me they want to talk. They want to talk to my ex.
But they were never my exes. They're just guys to try to talk to me.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it. A lot of guys try to talk to me. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys try to talk to me. So it's not they fault for trying to talk to me. I'm fine. I'm a cool person at that. I'm cool with a lot of person. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm a cool person and they cool with me and they try to talk to me, then and it never went nowhere, then I don't feel like that's betrayal. I feel like he seen my friend and she was cute, and you know what I'm saying? I got a guy that was in my DM trying to talk to me, and I brushed him off. Nah, don't. I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. He ended up talking to my cousin, but it never went no more. He slid in my DM. He tried to holler at me. I said no, and he must have seen my cousin, seen she was fine. They clicked, and then they started talking. So I didn't feel no type of way, but because she was like, oh, you know him? So I'm like, yeah, he tried to slide in my DM.
Yeah, I understand that.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's harmless like that, that's when it's okay. If I didn't slept with the guy or I didn't took it there with the guy, then I'll be like, nah, it's not good. But none of the guys I've ever done that with, it was just they try to talk to me and I denied them, or you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel no type of way about that. Like I don't think that.
With me with that, the only thing that I look at that, like if he tried to talk, just say like the guy tried to talk to you, slid it and you didn't have him away and he kept on going, and then you were like, hey, that didn't nothing happen, like, you know, and then he tried to talk to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, but if he tried to talk to you again, you wasn't none of them, then he came back to try to talk to you again.
Yeah, that's different.
And then come, so they be like, okay, he got you in his sights.
Right.
I don't want him, you know what I'm saying? But if it just started out,
it was
and
just
that was it,
brush
you
him
know,
off,
different story.
It's a different story.
But you know, I do got another best friend.
You got another best friend? I only got one.
I got my two best friends. You know, I got my two best friends. I do have another best friend. Me and him been, you know, knowing each other since grade school. But you know, we best friends. But he's not the girl side of best friend. Like the two girls, I know they ain't gonna do nothing. But he's my best friend, and any man that I went with, he want him. And
this boy,
you already know. I would be sitting right there, and you know, I had a couple guys, they be trying to talk to him, and he sit right there with me, and talk with him. He goes to the store with him, want to hang out, I'm sleep, and they still sitting up at night. I already knew what time
I ain't gonna lie, I would let that happen every time to freaking figure out if I need to be with him or not. Because then any man comfortable with being with
man, you got some tendencies, okay?
And he is.
You because the guy that was trying to talk to me when he was up there talking to me, they walking to the store doing all kind of late stuff. I already knew. I said he didn't even tell me. So you go ahead.
Thank you.
But y'all already know. Every time, and he's telling me all the time, well, any man you get, I can take him. Well, I said, you ain't got to take him, you can have him.
I throw him
because I don't even want him. If he wants you, I don't want him.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
But I would like to say this too, because we talked about this yesterday. You was like, oh no, I ain't never thought about it like that. And I want to put this out there to the ladies, the young, the old, some that have been taught and forgot about it. Even still, when you go in we all do this sometimes, but I don't. I hadn't. When our friends come over and they come in our room and they be sitting, they be talking and chill chatting, and you got a man or a husband or whatever, you know, do not let nobody sit on your bed.
Oh, facts.
Okay,
Especially
no female. I tell it like this. I was telling Pastor, I'm like, y'all know, sometimes I get a little vulgar, you know. Saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, but I do like to keep it real. Don't know my husband is 6'7". I guess I told y'all that over and over and over. When he lay across the bed, he hangs over the bed. And when he lay, he puts his Bible or book, whatever down, he puts it down on the bed, and his chin is like on the bed like this. Okay, point. If you let female sit on your bed, I'm like this. He ain't got to be smelling nobody's but mine. Okay, so when you sit, don't let no females sit on your bed. No males, because if you laying across your bed, you don't need to be sniffing nobody's but his.
That's
fact. That's fact, okay? Because, you get sent up in there, and he be like, no, baby, because I had to get his teeth broken, your feelings hurt, and you in trouble. Just want to put that tidbit out there, ladies. Fact.
Wait.
You know what? When you was telling me, I never thought of that. I said, what? But I was always raised, and my kids, I always tell them to let nobody sit on your bed. It's because when people go outside, you tell them what they're bringing in.
Exactly.
And that's why I say, but now you drive the whole
another point. I know. I was like, it's dirty.
You brought something whole different, but don't let nobody sit on the bed.
You ain't laying in that bed, they be laying on your leg.
I never thought of that, but I always
said it. Smell that bed. No, what you smell? No.
Why do you even smell?
Anyway, but you know how we do we do all our different little colognes and bed and body, bath and body, and all that. So you don't need no other mixtures, baby. It's one mixture of one scent of one oils. Because we...
But that do makes a lot of sense, because I wonder if someone is sitting on your bed that got some good smell, cologne, perfume, and he smells it, and then so happened that person walked by him and he remembered that smell.
And that memory I'm trying to tell you, you better recollect.
He gonna remember that smell on the bed. That smell good. And then when that woman walked by,
some more wine.
Yeah, recollection.
We should have the bottle right here.
When we started out, it was no, I'm good.
I know, but these conversations.
But we all about keeping it real. So y'all call, y'all send your text, your comments, or put your comments up there, put your questions up there, whatever. Yeah. We got old school and new school, okay?
For real. We gonna get turned up on this YouTube. We gonna turn up. Yes.
That's crazy. I want to point something out, I never had a best friend, ever. Well, I've had a best friend growing up. We cool now, but we just cool. We just long-time friends. It's nothing like a best friend. I never had a best friend. I never had somebody who...
You need a best friend.
I know. I feel like I need a best friend.
For sure. Me and my best friend, Misty, who was here last time, we've been best friends for since we was teenagers. Best friend. Now, don't get me wrong. We didn't fell out a couple times, but we're best friends. So, it hasn't been that many times, but best friend. When I say call, cry, run, done everything together, hustle, done everything together, best friend. I feel like that's the only person who is my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I got a few close friends. Her cousin's one of my best friends too, but I consider her cousin my best friend too, but we don't hang out as much, we don't talk as much. Right. But that's still my best friend. I grew up with her, that's my sister, really, at the end of the day. But me and Misty is different, because we're best friends. We call, go out together, what you doing today? It's different. You need one of those. You need someone you could talk to, run to, be stupid, But me, I don't sugarcoat nothing with my best friend. If she dumb or she being dumb, or if I'm being dumb, she gonna tell me. You look stupid. Take that off the internet. You know what I'm saying? She gonna tell me. And I feel like everybody needs that. Because I seen something and I posted, everyone, this female was talking about, basically if a female doesn't have a 10, 15, 20-year relationship, then she doesn't know how to mentally, you know what I'm saying, or take mental something they were talking about. But basically that's true, because you got to learn how to take from a friend like real advice. You can't get mad. You can't well F you and da like we not cool no more. No, I'm really your friend, so I'm really gonna tell you the real, and I'm gonna really tell you look dumb or don't do that or whatever. Like you need a best friend, but you need a real best friend. You don't need a best friend that's gonna talk to you about man behind your back. You don't need that. You need a best friend that's for you. For sure.
That's true. You know, but don't go. I know you said you don't have a best friend, but don't get in the rush of finding a best friend.
Oh no,
I always consider as best friends is someone you've been knowing for forever and a day. Anytime you still have a friend, you're still young. So anytime you have a friend over, like my friends, we've been friends over 50 years. So anytime you have a friend that's still in your life that long, those are true friends.
Yeah.
Like those two ladies are true friends of mine. And even though the other one, he is my best friend too, but he's not considered as a lady, but he do things just like a lady. And anything he do that don't underestimate me. I know that like my best friends, I know that they were probably. Best friends, you sneak behind your back, but he doesn't do that. He do it right in front of your face. Yeah, he's straight up. Do it. So I always say he's a best friend, but he's not gonna sneak behind my back. Like some best friends will sneak behind your back. He ain't gonna sneak behind my back. He'll do it right in front of my face. And so that's why I say I'm not betrayed by him because he do it in front of my face. But I always say, like my son, he'll call me when he have a problem. He tells me I'm his best friend. And he share things with me. Sometimes, your kids, and if they don't really have a best friend, they'll use their mother, someone, as a best friend.
What you trying to say? I don't use you as a best friend?
Yeah,
I use you as a best friend. I tell you everything.
I was about to say, y'all best friend.
I'm my best friend too,
I just want somebody, I feel like I got a lot of guy friends that we have relationships all the way back from middle school, and we're still close. I consider them as brothers, everything. But I just feel like I need a girl. Like I want to go shopping or whatever. It's important to do those things by yourself, and I do. But I just want to take trips and talk about things. Like I said, like I have sisters. Like what I'm saying. Like I have female friends that I consider my sisters. But I want a best friend. I want somebody who who's just that best friend mentality, all that. Like, and I don't know. You are my best friend, but
I said we go on trips and we have our Friday.
We do.
Which is our mother-daughter on Friday.
You took some shots with me.
Yeah. We go on the trip together, but it's just like a mother and a daughter thing.
We, family. That's my mom.
But y'all best friends. That's just like my cousin. She best friends with her mom. They do everything together.
Important relationship because a lot of people don't got their moms to be best friends.
That's true. I couldn't be best friend with my mama, but you know what I'm saying. We could cool and all, but it's only we got a certain amount of time. Then we gotta go our separate ways. We can't kick it together. We can't. We can turn it together.
I got 2 daughters that's like that now, but I got 3 daughters that are
I love my mama to death, but girl, she crazy.
But you do need your own best friend.
Your mama is you.
Exactly. My point. We cannot be together for a long time. We're too much alike. Too much alike. She crazy like me, but she's crazier.
No, she just keep it real.
Exactly. That's me too, but it's like we clash. So it's like
y'all both alike.
We both alike, and I'm just like, Mom, you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Girl, bye. Like
your mom is really you.
She's crazy. She's hecka funny. She called my niece white today.
But I used to tell Ashley all the time when we was when she was coming up, and I used to tell her all the time, I'm your mother now, but as soon as you turn 18, we'll become best friends.
And that really happened because for so long I was like, why did this woman hate me so much? Like, but then we actually I could talk to you more. I can talk to you. I can tell you everything. I can tell you that this boy called me another girl's name.
That's how Sonya is. My Sonya, she tell me everything. I mean, we talk about she work at the shop, talking about everything that goes on that they done got on her nerves, and we got so we do talk. We do talk a lot. And then Michelle, I have 2 of my daughters. They talk a lot about we talk. We talk with each other. And I be like, okay, yeah. I be wanting him, and then I have those stuff that I break out, but then. Sometimes there's always that little somewhere that you be trying to, especially when you're a married woman, and talking to the single women, and it's a little tip. So you do need a best friend, so. Yeah.
I don't know, but the best
I need a best friend.
The best friends we've been talking about, I don't want them guys.
Damn, cut them
Those
off.
are best fiends. Those are best fiends, not best friends.
Those are jealous women.
those
Envious
are-
women.
Yeah, because
Spiteful women.
Yes.
Those are like women that are not happy with themselves. 'Cause
With
if they
themselves,
they would have went somewhere else and got their own man. Like,
yeah,
you know,
because if they can't take the time out to invest in a man that they meet
on their own. Yeah.
and then want to take somebody of yours that you done met and groomed them up,
Right.
and then they want to be selfish and come and take him.
That's funny that
They
you
don't let you
said
put
that.
all the hard work in. Go ahead.
That irritates my soul. I remember I was in a relationship. Well, I don't been in that one, but when I was in a relationship, I felt like I was grooming him up to be it's not like a bragging thing or nothing like that, but it's like I felt like I
To be your mate.
exposed him to so much stuff, and it's like he's just gonna take it on to the next. When he cheated on me, he gonna take it on to the next. Oh, and then everything that I wanted, that I was telling him that I wanted, he did for her publicly, and it was just like so humiliating. And I'm just like, all right, bet.
But you know what I had to learn
That is
from that?
the worst.
I felt that too, because even with this, my first husband, ugly. I mean, you know, he,
Ugly.
I would have told him if it wasn't for the way that I dressed him up and showed, you know, because the tie and his tie and my dress we matched, you know, to be able to groom him and show him how to groom, and I used to personally groom him and make him to be somewhat
Presentable.
cute. Yeah, you know, because the way that he's ugly even now, and I be like, Lord God, I thank you for what you saved me from. 'Cause he is ugly.
He wasn't that ugly.
But his money.
She was a gold digger. On that episode, golly.
A gold digger.
I was a seeking supporter. But you know, I told him in all honesty, the Holy Ghost had to teach me how to love my first husband, because I didn't love him. I married him for security. I told him
And
that.
a lot of people do when
You know,
when back in
I
the
honestly did. I married him for security. You know, I had 2 kids. I was running back and forth, doing nursing, going back to the trade, was just driving me nuts. I'm keeping it real. You know, I'm keeping it real.
But you know what?
I married him for security. He was ugly. He's ugly. Now he's gruesome.
Now he's gruesome.
But that's why I told her, you got that, but I got this.
But you know
what
what?
I'm saying?
Do you ever think about, by her being your best friend, and she knew that you only married him for the money, but she married him because she loved him?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
you just saying that she did.
She did not marry. You know what? Because she would always
Because
say,
she knows your best friend.
She said 18. It's lit.
All right, y'all, we're going to sum it up, and maybe we can do a part 2 or whatever if we're going to have something that somebody friend stealing somebody man recently or something, tomorrow or something like that. But anything y'all want to say before we close out?
Don't watch this and get no ideas. Be a true friend. Be a true friend. That's all I gotta say.
And only thing I'm gonna say is be careful who you choose as a best friend.
Yeah.
Because everybody you meet is not your best friend.
Yeah.
And so don't give them that title without them earning it.
Right. That's true.
That's right. Without the testing, there is no trueness.
Facts.
True friends is going to be tested through some. Not that you're taking them straight through a test, but you'll see. Test of time brings down the trueness of a friend.
Yep.
Wine time! Woo! I'm empty.
Deuces. Heavy on empty.